Hello everyone, welcome back for another video, and today, my friends, I'm going to be giving you my tips for living your life, loving yourself, after you've grown up in purity culture of Christian fundamentalism. These tips are mostly geared towards people who present themselves on the more feminine side of things, just because that's what I know and am familiar with and have had to deal with. But if you are a man or masculine, please drop some tips down below if you also struggle with this. I know it can be different for different genders and how they experienced and perceived purity culture, both growing up and looking back as an adult. But if you are anything other than me, anyone other than me, that is everyone watching this video, and you've gone through something like this and you have some other tips that you'd like to share, you're welcome to downstairs in the comments. I am always looking for more tips relating to stuff like this, because I am not done with this process. Is anyone ever really? I don't know. If that's the case though, I certainly am not one of those people. This is just what's been helping me over the past few years in dealing with life after this. So yeah, let's just get started. I have a handful of tips. I just made a bulleted list. I don't know how many tips there are off the top of my head. I didn't number them. So yeah, let's just get right into it. So this first tip is one of the first things I ever started doing, and it is to just wear shorts in private. So in your own house, in your own bedroom, to bed. That was one of the first things I started doing when I was really like, okay, I need to start getting comfortable with my body. The first thing I did was just start wearing shorts to bed. No one has to see you wear shorts if you're uncomfortable with showing your legs because of what you were told as a child. Just wear them to bed, wear them around your room, wear them around your apartment, just by yourself and in private. Like I said, no one ever has to see this until you're ready. So I would do that for a few months, and then I would go to the grocery store in them and come back, or I'd wear them when I was at home visiting family, and no one said anything. It's great when people don't acknowledge your different clothing than usual. It was also, you know, August, and so it was pretty hot, so if you want to start doing this, I think I started in like February, March, I want to say, just doing the in private, sleeping in them kind of a thing. Maybe a bit before that. I know I bought some new shorts in like February, but I had like a pair or two that I'd wear to sleep occasionally that I'd never wear in front of other people. But you know, now I'm gradually, of course I'm filming this on Halloween, so it's getting cold now, but if you live in a warmer climate or during the summer, you know, now's the time to like start, you know, getting comfortable with yourself. If showing more leg is something you want to get better at, being comfortable with. My next tip is to wear stuff that fits you really well as stuff that just makes you feel good. I'm specifically talking about things like bras and underwear, things that have very tight, not tight, but like direct contact with your body, versus something like a jacket where you can have like 3 or 4 layers underneath it and like only notice the warmth it gives you. This is really important. I think this is probably the most important thing, is that you just have to feel comfortable. This journey is a journey to make yourself more comfortable. And to just have this goal in mind to only buy clothes that you really, really love and that fit well on your body, and that you want to take care of and want to keep for however long it lasts you. This is a good rule of thumb to keep in mind, is to just, does it fit me well? Does it make me feel good? And if you can't say yes to both of those questions, I don't buy it, I don't wear it, I get rid of it, I give it to a friend, you know. Because that's something that's really important to me, and that's something that's helped me immensely in getting comfortable with my body. This next tip kind of goes along with that, and that is to know your measurements. I sew. There's a thing in the background that I'm working on right now. And so whenever I make stuff for myself, I like having my measurements in mind. I have a little note card somewhere that I keep my measurements on. I need to update it because it's been like 1.5 years since I've taken my measurements, but have an up-to-date note either, you know, on your phone or on a card that you can just have like on your, like in a drawer on your desk or something. Especially if you like sew like me and make your own clothes sometimes. It's important to know how big you are in places and different, like where your waist is, how your waist and your hips compare, you know, stuff like that. And also if you buy clothes online a lot, that can really help, because sometimes sizing is very weird depending on the brand. If you have ever bought women's clothing, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It can be very overwhelming and difficult to figure out what size of something to order if you don't know your own measurements. So know your measurements, get a tape measure. A tape measure is really cheap. You probably already have one in your house. I know a lot of people do, even if they don't use it all the time. I also recommend either taking your measurements yourself, like using your own hands, or getting a friend to do it for you. I know you can get measured by like people who work at like Victoria's Secret or whatever, and I've never done that personally. I've never been professionally measured, but people I know who have generally feel like it's a more negative experience than being measured by yourself, your friend, your sister, someone who knows you and cares about you, because, you know, people at stores are like trying to sell you stuff, so they might make you feel a bit more inferior about your body than like your best friend would, or your sister would, or whoever in your life you would want to take your measurements for you. Like I said, I've never been professionally measured, so I have no experience with that, but people I know who have definitely prefer doing it themselves or having a friend of theirs do it. So that's my personal recommendation. It also just helps you get more familiar with how your body is structured, and really helps you visualize yourself and who you can be in this body that you have. Leggings, tights, and long socks are your best friends, especially if you're into things like skirts, particularly shorter skirts, you know, knee length or above or whatever. These can really help you out in both, you know, showing some of your legs. If you can't tell, my legs are a big point of issue with my post-purity culture confidence. I think my legs, more than anything, have been through the most in my courage to present my body the way I want to. But things that have helped me so much with wearing dresses and skirts are leggings, tights, and long socks. Oh my god. I have these gorgeous socks that have quotes and imagery from The Little Prince on them. They're so beautiful. I will link the Etsy shop in the description if you would like some like these. They have so many other ones that are children's classic literature. They have, like, you know, Alice in Wonderland ones and Secret Garden ones, and all of these very familiar classic books, and the ones I got were The Little Prince. I will warn you, at least the ones that I ordered were very, very small. So I altered them. They were actually originally tights, and I cut them into long socks and added a like black stripe on the inside to make them larger. So just a fair warning, I'm very petite and they were too small for me. So just fair warning, you might have to alter them or, you know, buy them if you're younger or even smaller than me. But if you're taller or larger than me or anyway, they might not fit you. But that was just my experience. Maybe they've added sizes since I bought them or tailor them differently now or something, but at least in my experience they were very, very small. But I still love them regardless. Another thing that I have are some fishnets. These are a bit more advanced in accepting your body after puberty culture. I don't pull these out too often. I have done the thing that I've done with shorts, and that's just wearing them around my apartment. But I don't think I've ever worn them out. But hopefully that might change soon because I have them and I do like them. They're not my favorite things I own, they're just not really my style, but in terms of helping me get comfortable in my body, I can definitely see myself wearing them out at some point in the future. So just having something to cover your lower leg without completely concealing yourself when you're wearing like a shorter skirt, for example, can really help you get accustomed to the feel of what skirts feel like when they're that length. And then maybe when you're ready, you can go without the leggings or the socks or whatever and just have your shins on full view. And I hope you're confident in that because it's your body, you know? I feel like that's just the whole message of this video. Like, it's your body. Be comfortable. Get comfortable. And that takes time. But you can do it. My next tip is to highlight things you like about your body. So if you know, really like your hair, you know, really putting in the time and the effort into your hair, or you really like a certain silhouette on yourself, you go out of your way to wear that a lot of the time. Again, like I just said, this is about comfort, this is about confidence and positivity and just owning your own body. So finding that one thing, even if it's something small, like, I don't know, your teeth, you like your teeth, and really emphasizing the bottom of your face and smiling a lot, and that can really emphasize your teeth if that's something that means a lot to you. Or, you know, your hands, or I don't know, it can be something really specific, or it can be something like really big. Like, I really like wearing dresses, so I'm gonna wear dresses all the time. You know, find something you like about yourself and then work on getting comfortable with how you want to present that before you move on to other things that might be more points of contention for you. My next tip is to maintain your body the way that you like it. So if you like having short hair, you know, make an effort to keep your hair short. Or if you, what's another example? Like if you like your nails painted, like making an effort to keep your nails painted. And having a routine in keeping that part of your appearance up can really help you, one, just be confident, but also, you know, build a routine in your life. For me, this thing is shaving. I shave on a pretty consistent basis. I have one of those like safety razor type things with a little case that reminds me of my parents' cell phones in the early 2000s. But anyway, I shave my legs and, you know, underarms and bikini area, and you can't tell because of this hat, but I have like a side shave on the side of my head. I try and make a routine out of that, usually once or twice a month, usually. I like shaving right after my period. That's sort of my change over time. My hair might not be ready for that, but I'll like go through like my legs and everywhere else, you know, usually at that time. And then my hair is just kind of on its own schedule. So usually once to twice a month, depending on like what part of my body it is. My hair might be able to get away with like 6 weeks, but being consistent with your hygiene routine or your just some other aesthetic thing about the way you present yourself, you know, like I said, like painting your nails, or what are other aesthetic things about, you know, maintaining the length of your hair, or you know, shampooing your hair like on the same day every week. You're like, okay, Monday nights, no matter what, I'm gonna shampoo my hair. That can really help not only build a routine, but also highlight the importance that these things bring to your self-confidence. My next tip is to dress professionally. This can really help with confidence in terms of making yourself, you know, look like you mean business, for lack of a better expression. I own a blazer that I think it's actually like a suit jacket coat. I don't know. I know there are differences between blazers, sport coats, suit jackets. I don't really care though. I got it at a thrift store for like 10 bucks like a year and a half ago. And I love it so much. It is a little big for me. I do want to like take it in a teeny bit, just because it's like a man's suit jacket. But I love it, and when I really wear it, when I wear it deliberately, and when I really find myself like, yes, this is what you should wear to this thing, it's really wonderful. And then I also have a pair of high heels that I've had for a very long time. They are wonderful shoes, probably my favorite pair of shoes that I own. A fun story about how I got them. Some kind lady in the store when I was buying them gave me coupons that she wasn't going to use, so I got them for like $15, and they've lasted me for over 7 years now, I'd say. I've had them for a very long time. They still look great, so those are very special to me. I wear those two, the shoes and the blazer, together pretty much every time I wear the blazer, I wear those shoes. Not always, but pretty much. Again, dressing professionally can really highlight, you know, your influence over yourself, your power over yourself, and really help you feel confident in especially a public setting. I think dressing professionally in like when you're giving a presentation or you're doing a Zoom interview can really help you boost your own confidence. My next tip is to have fun with jewelry or makeup or other accessories that you may like. I'm not a big jewelry person myself. I used to wear a lot of rings, but I'm doing a lot of like artsy stuff with my hands right now, so I just have my Ace/Claude ring on right now. But if you've watched videos of mine previously, you may notice the spectrum of rings I usually wear, and then I also have my ears pierced one time. But if you're into jewelry and piercings and stuff, you know, why not? You can build up if you already have one or you never got one and you want to get one now. But coming around to makeup is something that I personally really enjoy. I'm very basic in my makeup routine. You're seeing it on the screen right now. I don't wear a lot of face products usually. I'm not wearing any in the routine that I filmed or this like talking video. Honestly, usually when I do it's for videos, and today I just couldn't be bothered. But I have a foundation and a blush that I wear from time to time if I want to. But the meat of my makeup routine is my eyeshadow and lipstick. Lipstick, of course, when we're not wearing masks all the time. So I guess kind of my ritual for this, my like signature makeup look, you could say, is a color for the front half of my eye, and then a neutral for the back half of my eye, and then just blended together. That's usually what I do. In this footage you're seeing like a rusty red color blended into like a coffee brown, I believe. I'll annotate either the screen or put in the description the products that I used. And the lipstick is a BareMinerals lipstick that's this like brownish purple almost. It's like a, I think it's kind of like a boysenberry kind of color, like a brownish with some like very blue purpley undertones. And that I wear from time to time. I've gotten it during the pandemic, so I haven't had a chance to really wear it out much just because of, you know, masks. But I'm wearing it in this video, so that's kind of what it looks like in real life when I'm talking to people. I have found that adhering to my personal preferences and style while still venturing out and exploring and trying new things has probably been the best way for me to break my like purity culture mentality, because like it's on level something I'm used to, but also an adventurous thing that I'm exploring with new stuff. So it's like, okay, I like lipstick, let's try a new color of lipstick, or you know, I like this clothing brand, I'll try something different because I trust them with their fabric quality and whatever, you know, I like their shirts, so why don't I try a dress of theirs, you know, stuff like that. And once again, bring it back, it's about what makes you comfortable. My next tip is to borrow, buy, adopt, take if you're given it, of course. Whatever word or situation you might use. Get your clothes from people you love. So for example, this jacket is my dad's old jacket. I wear it fairly often. It's just slightly too big for me, like a lot of men's clothing is. But this can help you in just reminding you of people in your life while also being comfortable in your body, you know. This is a very masculine piece, I feel like. So it's a lot different from what I was told I ought to wear as a woman, you know. Stuff like that, branching out, especially getting clothes from people who don't have your particular style, but they're just a person in your life that you care about very much. That can really help, because then whenever you're wearing it, you're like, oh, this person gave me this, or oh, this used to be this person's jacket, dress, shoes, whatever, you know. And that can really add a personal touch to your clothing and make you less uncomfortable or weary about wearing it. This next tip requires a bit of sewing knowledge, but that is to make your own clothes if you're feeling very adventurous, or just adapting clothes that you find at stores. I do this occasionally. I don't have a ton of time to do it as much as I would like to, but making clothes for yourself can be amazing for your body confidence, because you're getting very familiar with the way your body is structured and what you prefer on your body. You know, you are your best customer. You get to create things for yourself, and you can make it exactly how you want it. You know exactly what you want if you are your own customer versus like commissioning someone else or buying something from somebody else. You know what you want, and that can really, really impact the way that your clothes feel on you. And then this last tip is a bit more of just general advice. I'm going to read it straight off my phone because I like the way I worded it. And it's, know that you don't have to reject everything. You are free to keep the styles that you love that are accepted in purity culture. So you don't have to reveal all of the skin that purity culture told you not to. And definitely not all at once, or out the gate, or anytime, immediately. You know, if you really, really like the style that you were like expected to wear growing up, that is amazing. And I encourage you to keep it if it's something that makes you comfortable. Or it might just be a thing out of necessity. I live in Chicago, it's getting cold very, very soon. So covering my shoulders and my arms is not something I'm doing out of modesty. It is a necessity because it might be snowing outside. It's cold. I am allowed to cover myself if it's cold, while still acknowledging that I was hurt deeply by purity culture and modesty expectations growing up. And that's okay. It's okay to still wear stuff that you wore back then. And yeah, like I said, I am by no means at the end of this journey, even if there is an end of this journey, I don't even know. But those are just things that have been helping me over the past few years in becoming comfortable with myself after a childhood of being told that I ought to cover my body and be modest for, you know, God or the men around me. You know, never for myself, but for men, for God, for my dignity, you know. All of those things that you don't have to believe anymore now that you're out of this purity culture bubble, you know. And it's very freeing once you get even like somewhat comfortable with doing other things with your body. Like a year ago, I probably wouldn't have done half the things on this list, just because I wasn't ready, and that's okay. And yeah, I encourage you to branch out and be courageous, as they say, and really just get ready to be you. That's all from me today. A bit of a serious video, a bit of a more, I guess, fashion-oriented video. I don't really do a lot of fashion content on my channel. But if you enjoyed this, you can leave a like and subscribe. And if you have any getting out of purity culture tips, leave them below. Because like I said, I am nowhere near out of the woods. I still struggle with this on a weekly basis, if not a daily basis. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. If you're doing NaNoWriMo, let me know how that's going. This is going up on the 10th. I'm filming this on Halloween. So NaNoWriMo hasn't started yet, but let me know how it goes if you're doing it. I'm doing something weird for NaNoWriMo, and you'll hear about it after the fact, but I am doing it with an asterisk, not the traditional way, but I will share that with you once the month is over. That's all for me. Until next time, practice safe and consensual sex. Bye. I forgot to pick a song for the outro. So, without further ado, here is my meme song, the song that follows me around everywhere and is on every playlist I ever make for whatever reason. Yeah, the song is a giant joke in my life, but I love it, so here we go.